Welcome to Football Friday Night, the regional final edition. 7 of our West Central Ohio teams are still alive with state championship dreams. I'm Adam Solomon. He's Tony Quach, and Dwayne Scott will join us shortly.
2 of our local schools met up in Wapak tonight. The defending Division 7 state champion Marion local Flyers take on the St. Henry Redskins in a rematch. And it's our Spotlight Game of the Week.
Tonight's Football Friday Night Spotlight Game is brought to you by Citizens National Bank.
Well, these two are no strangers, obviously. Their first meeting this season back on September 5th saw Marion local just dodge defeat by a 21-14 final. Not to mention Marion local's 76-game winning streak. Opening kickoff of the game, Redskins are on to receive. Ball comes loose, and junior Kale Arns with the recovery. Marion local sets up shop nicely, and the Flyers, they'll capitalize. Brennan Hess shuffles it off to Camden Eifert. The senior punches it in from 13 yards away. Marion local's up 7-0. Well, St. Henry responds right back on their opening drive. Here's a 3-yard run by Charlie Whirling. Pat's no good. Redskins are down 1. Flyers have the ball now, and it's the Redskins showing off on defense. Whirling, give him the INT, and St. Henry takes over in the second quarter, and they would turn that turnover into points. Whirling fakes the handoff, decides to keep it himself, bulldozes his way past the defender, sheds off another at the goal line. Redskins go up 12-7 after a failed 2-point conversion. Flyers, they're in need of an answer. Don't say that very often. Redskins, though, continue to put the pressure on. Another St. Henry interception, this time thanks to Drew Langenkamp, as St. Henry takes full advantage once again. Whirling, who else? QB keeper. He'll find the end zone once again. 12 yards away, Redskins are up 18-7 at halftime. They can taste it. Second half, St. Henry back on offense in the third quarter. Whirling caps off the scoring with his 4th touchdown of the night. And the Redskins have done it, 24-7, punching their ticket to state for the first time since 2006. They end the Flyers' 76-game winning streak.
I'm just so darn proud of this team, and that's a great Marion local community. That's a great program. Everybody knows the history there, but I hope people don't solely think about Marion losing the streak. I hope they talk about the St. Henry Redskins. We just made a few more plays, and I don't want to speak for Coach Goodwin, but football comes down to certain plays, and this time we made them. Now, this wasn't our Super Bowl, okay? This was a huge win for us, but our ultimate goals are still in front of us, and I don't know what happened in the other regions, but we're going to have a great team coming from Northwest Ohio next week. It's a special thing. Obviously, you never want to disappoint anybody, and we're going to enjoy this one till midnight, and then we're going to turn the page to week 15.
Now, welcome to History Class with Dwayne. The first time Columbus Grove and Leipsic faced off against each other was back in 1924, 101 years ago. Fast forward to modern day, and the Bulldogs won the last matchup 28-14 2 years ago, leading us to tonight. Former NWC foes reunite at Shawnee Stadium. Columbus Grove taking on Leipsic. The Vikings return to regional finals for a second year in a row, but looking for a different result this time around. First quarter, 4th and 5 for Grove results in a 9-yard score, land the best to Brady Basinger, and the Bulldogs take the early 7-0 lead. Then, still in the first, Grove knocking on the doorstep again. Brody McClure punches it in right there. Columbus Grove now up 14-0. Jumping ahead to the final moments of the second quarter, on 4th and 1, Leipsic with a golden opportunity will be denied. The score will be 17-0 heading into the break. Now, big story in this game, freshman Mason Rader in for Mark Kirkendall, who left the game with an injury before halftime. And let's just say the lights were not too bright for the first-year quarterback. 24-yard touchdown pass to Marquise Williams. No good on the 2-point conversion. Leipsic back in this game, down 17-6. But that was surely lived because on 4th and 5, Best says Gavin Baxter is down the field somewhere, and indeed he was. 65 yards strike to the sophomore as Columbus Grove advanced to the state for 4th consecutive season and 8th time in his program history. The final score, 31-6, with Grove taking on St. Henry next week.
Just everything. Our kids have been here before. They played like they've been here before. Well, we made a few mistakes here and there, but for the most part, we played with a lot of energy and a lot of heart. It's great. We don't take it for granted. It's always an accomplishment. Any team loves it, and so we love that we're in this position.
It's time for our first break. Coming up, we go to Division 5 and 6. Highlights from Coldwater, Anna, and Indian Lake straight ahead on Football Friday Night.
Welcome back to the regional finals episode of Football Friday Night. We now turn our attention to Division 6, another all-West Central Ohio matchup.
And it's another Midwest Athletic Conference rematch as well. The Coldwater Cavaliers and the Anna Rockets are at Piqua Alexander Stadium. These two last saw each other in week 4. Anna took that matchup 14-7. But if you remember from last season, Coldwater defeated Anna for the regional title en route to capturing the Division 6 state championship. First quarter, Coldwater is up by 8. Anna is looking to get on the board. Logan Ziegenbusch will tuck it and run. He puts a nice move on the defender, and it's off to the races. He cuts back in and avoids another 2 potential tackles. What a run by the sophomore. Rockets are down 8-6. Coldwater looks to maintain their lead. Carson Holman drops back and loads one up. He sends it downfield and puts it right into Caden Openier's hands, and he takes it the rest of the way. The Cavs find themselves back up by 8. Halfway through the third, the Rockets go to the air themselves. Ziegenbusch throws one downfield to Carson Dews. He reels it in and finds the end zone. But in the end, the Cavs will make it a repeat of last year. They take down Anna 14-12 and book their tickets to the state semifinal to face Hopewell Loudon.
Division 5 we go. Our Indian Lake Lakers against Richwood's North Union Wildcats. We go southeast to Impact Stadium in Marysville for yet another rematch tonight. The Lakers beat them 17-14. That was in week 6. First on the board, though, the Wildcats. Power left here to put them on top 7-0. It's all good, though. Brady Galladay and the Lakers proved they love the water, splashing around at the end zone here, turning on the Jets and outrunning the DBs to knot us up at 7 apiece. Continuing to make it rain, it's Noah Shirk. Get used to his name. He finds the edge 20 yards later, 14-7 Lakers. Now, North Union responds pretty well. They come back here going to the air on a rainy night, connecting for a 30-yard score. We're tied back up at 14, but Indian Lake always had an answer. A little misdirection here. Who else? Shirk hit 4 touchdowns, 187 yards. Lakers go up 21-14, and Indian Lake is headed to the state semifinals for the first time in school history. 35-21 is your final. Up next, undefeated Liberty Center on Friday night. So here's your look ahead to the state semifinals next Friday. We just talked about the Division 5 game. Indian Lake will take on 13-0 Liberty Center, who shut out Genoa 38-0 tonight. Division 6, the Coldwater Cavaliers, they'll square off with Hopewell Loudon, who beat Cary 35-0. In Division 7, of course, St. Henry and Columbus Grove will go at it. Grove is at state for the 4th straight season. St. Henry, like we mentioned, for the first time since 2006. And we'll have full coverage of all of these games 1 week from tonight.
And it's time for our final break. When we come back, the girls' basketball season is picking up. Highlights and scores straight ahead on Football Friday Night.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night on a night where we turn to the hardwood. The girls' basketball season got started for us on Thursday and really picked up tonight. Here we go, a little taste of hoop Friday night early, including the McDonald's Holiday Tournament over at Bluffton High School. A doubleheader that saw Arlington and Allen East picking up the action in game 1. First, it's Allen East. Evelyn Lehman drives, floats, knocks it down. Mustangs are down 4 to late third. Back comes Arlington, though. Madeline Hartman, the long ball's good. Red Devils are up 35-29. Let's go to the 4th. Allen East on offense with the ball movement. Brooklyn Crumrine ends up with the ball, converts to 3. We're back to a 4-point game. Now 3.5 to play. Lehman straight away. Money. Allen East is down 38-37, a 1-point game, but on the other end, Arlington needs a bucket, and Rayleigh Bauer answers the call, gathers, and connects. Red Devils back on offense now. Madison Ernst lobs to Jada Smith, and the seniors got it. And one. She made the free throw. Arlington holds off Allen East down the stretch, a 45-41 final score to start the year at 1-0 on the first game. Game 2 of this McDonald's Holiday Tournament at Bluffton. The host Pirates taking on the Corey Rawson Fighting Hornets. Bluffton jumps out to an early lead. They're up 6-1, but that is Lauren Dearth, corner pocket. Make it a 9-1 score for the home team. Later, it's Blair Utendorf driving baseline, finding Taylor Goldman for the mid-range game. You'll love to see it. Ensuing Corey Rawson possession, though, it's Bluffton's Maylee Miller coming up with a steal. We're headed the other way. She'll keep it herself, drives, hoop, and the harm. Bluffton leads 14-2 after the made free throw. Now the Hornets keep fighting. Caitlin Duffman, this senior from beyond the arc, that's straight through the center, but this is Bluffton's night in their home opener. Gracie Warren pulls up from deep. She'll beat the buzzer, and Pirates pull away. Final score 64-23. They'll play Arlington in the title game tomorrow at 6:15.
Elsewhere, Spencerville gets the win over Salina, 53-40. Adams Solomon St. Mary's Rough Riders win 48-29 against Fort Recovery.
It's true.
Otterville cruises by Van Wert, 67-41, and Harlan Northern closes a close one, 36-32 against New Bremen.
Another history lesson from Dwayne.
Very nice. St. John's and Jefferson tip off their season with Delphus. Wildcats have a 4-game winning streak against the Blue Jays, but both teams have split the last 8 meetings, 4 games apiece. Second quarter, Jefferson is up by double digits. Audrey Violet puts it in. The Wildcats lead 23-10. Next time down the court for Jefferson, will be Wallace spots up from the baseline. Jeff Cats extend their lead to 15. Later in the quarters, Claire Brickman letting it fly from long range. She finished with 14 points. All right, moving forward, Libby Wallace spots up from beyond the arc. She will get her own rebound right here. And the Wildcats are now up by 18. And just before the half, Wallace picks up the hoop and the harm right there. A game-high 22 points for her. Jefferson wins 54-30.
More basketball scores. Collida 51-12 over Holgate, while Miller City takes down to Newark 55-29. And lastly, Ada defeats USV 40-30.
Findlay Volleyball fell to Ohio Dominican 3-1 in the GMAC tournament semifinals. The Cavaliers beat the Pacers 120-109, and that will do it for Football Friday night. We'll have you covered tomorrow from Columbus for the Buckeyes game against Rutgers. More high school basketball, results from Findlay's football playoff game as well. Boys basketball will be here next week for the first edition of Hoops Friday night with state semifinal football leading the way. We will see you then.